Another way of drawing in SketchUp is to draw things on the side and then sort of pull them up and then rotate them around. So I'm going to look at doing a simple stand by drawing it flat on its side, just using lines to make it big. So the first thing I need to do with the camera is change the view. I'm looking down from the top. So I'm now looking down on the shape. And I'm going to start by, in the very corner down here, just putting a little guide shape in, and that's going to be 5mm by 5. So I'm putting in 5,5. Click on the enter button, and it seems to disappear, but don't forget the scale on SketchUp is quite large. I click on the magnifying glass, roll my mouse button forward, and eventually, if I keep rolling far enough, I end up on that shape. Now what I want to make first is the little bucket that the phone is going to sit into, and I want to make that with like a line and another line and a line going up here. So I need to decide on the size. Well, I think the front edge that's going to hold the front of the phone doesn't need to be very big. I'm going to make that 5. So I'll click in 5. It's a line that's just got one length, so click enter. Now I need a line that's going to be how deep the shape to hold the phone is. Well, it depends on the phone you're trying to put in there. Some phones are quite thin, some phones are quite thick, some phones are quite thick and have a protective case on them. So I'm going to go for quite a deep one. I'm going to go for 15mm. And then I've got the back, and I want the back's going to support the phone, and I want that reasonably tall, and I'm going to go for 40mm. Let's go slightly off the screen, so I need to zoom out a touch so I can still see that, and maybe bring that down a bit. On hand, so that's still back in the middle of the screen. So that now is the shape the phone is going to sit into, and I want to rotate that around to the right angle. So now I don't need this guide at the front, so I can click on the rubber tool and delete 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I've now just got this shape, and I select the whole shape, and now I want to rotate it back to about 15 degrees. I think 15 degrees is a reasonable sort of angle for the phone to be tipped back at. You don't want it vertically straight up because the phone will have a tendency to fall forward. You want it sort of leaning back a bit. To rotate it, I click on the rotate tool, which is this one here. The first thing I need to click is where I want to rotate around. So I want to rotate around that bottom corner, and that's where I click first. I then can click up at the top of the line, and now you look, it's rotating where I first clicked in the bottom corner, and it's rotating around, and at the bottom I can put in the angle 15 degrees and enter, and I've now rotated that back. Okay? So that looked to me like quite a nice sort of angle. Okay, so what do I want to do next? So now I want to start building up the rest of the shape, which I'm going to do quite quickly. I'm going to put a little guide down the bottom. I'm going to put that little 5mm box back, so 5 by 5. I'm going to put that in there, and I want to curve the front. And to curve the front, I'm going to use the little arc tool here. I'm going to click onto there, click onto that edge, and then I've got this arc I can play with until I get a shape I think looks quite nice. I don't know, that's a bit bulky actually at the front here, so I'm going to undo that. I think I really don't want that to be there too sharp. Well, maybe I can live with that. Anyway, I can remove that piece and that piece and that piece, and now I've got my shape in front here. Okay. Now I want a piece that's going to come down the back, so I want the bottom section, and I think long enough is about 60mm. That's going to be long enough to make a mobile phone base there. And at the top here, I want to make the top curved. Not quite like that. So to help me make the curve, again, I'm going to put in a little box. These are usually called construction lines or construction shapes, and they just help you put things in place and make them the right size. So I want the middle of this top line, I'm going to put a circle in. Oops, that missed. So edit and undo the circle. Make sure it says midpoint, and I want to drag it to 2.5. So I can either type it in or just click enter, whichever I want. And again, I can use the rubber, and I can delete the lines I don't want. Now I want a line here. I want to put this as a curve. I think a nice curved shape would be nice, but I don't want to curve all the way down to a point. So I'm going to put in a little pencil line. I'm going to just go up by 5mm, and now go back to my arc tool, and I can connect that from there to there, and then go the other way and find what looks like a nice curve. I think that's quite a nice curve. And there we go. And there now is my shape. So I've just used lines and the rotate tool here, and some curves and some circles, and I've made what I think is a sort of nice enough looking shape. Then I'll go to the camera and go to standard views and isometric. I can see that what I've done is I've made the shape lying flat, and I can correct that in a minute. But what I need to do first is pull it up, and I think about 60mm is about right. So the base shouldn't look too bad. It's gone a little bit big, so I can zoom out. And of course at the moment the shape is on its edge, which makes it quite tricky to see, so I'd really sort of quite like to rotate that down, and I can do that easy enough. Once I've made the shape I can rotate it. I need to select the whole shape, which I can do by triple clicking on it. The whole shape should light up. Go to the rotate tool, and again click first, make sure I'm looking which direction I want it to turn in, that's upright. Click on the corner I want it to rotate on, take some other edge, and I can rotate that down, and I want to rotate it all the way down flat, which is 90 degrees. Click off that, and if I now go to camera and isometric view, there is my finished mobile phone stand.